Hi everybody, Truth to a T here. You know, I walk 5 miles a day, 5 days a week in an effort to lose weight and maintain that weight loss. And I've been very, very successful. And there are so many things that are happening to me and my body since I started this process. And, the weight loss was the goal. Then starting these little videos was a way of me, not being lonely out here and walking. And I like to walk in nature. I don't feel like I should be around big crowds of people, especially when I want to make some videos and make some content. And I find a great peace to it. But what has happened is the success of the walking is one thing. But then that has led me to being much more successful in the way I eat and the things I eat. And sometimes if I'm not making videos out here, I'm listening to content on YouTube and other places, and I'm learning. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly learning about, not just about my body, but what I put into my body. And I'm very, very conscious of the fact that most of the foods that we eat on a regular basis are really bad for us. So I try to eat more healthy. And what that does is obviously it helps my body. But I think more than anything else, it helps my brain. It helps me be much more aware of what's going on in my life, in my business, in my friendships, and just in the world in general. Like, it's very easy for me. It has become very easy for me, or much easier, should I say, for me to avoid negativity. Which brings me to the next thing that I'm working on right now. I quit drinking about 90 days ago. Now, to be fair, I've drank a couple of times since then. But for the most part, I've quit drinking. And one of the things I did when I quit drinking was I decided I didn't want to quit hanging out with people. So I chose non-alcoholic options like, the O'Doul's, which is horrible, still is horrible. But there's other options now. There's Guinness Zero, which is really good. Heineken Zero. There's a Beck's. Beck's makes one, and just about every brand now. And you also have this large array of mocktails, what they call mocktails. And I'll do a whole video on that because I'm in the restaurant business. But anyway, in an effort to continue to hang out in the bars and stuff, I never drank when I worked very much anyway, so it's never been a problem for me at work. But what has been a problem for me is being sober, hanging out with people, and noticing the amount of negativity that people, especially people who consume large amounts of alcohol on a daily basis. I'm not saying that everybody is negative. That's not where I'm going with this. Everybody should have, I think people, if they want, they should be able to have a couple of drinks, enjoy themselves. But I do find that there's a lot of negativity in and around people who drink maybe more than the average amount of alcohol. So what happened to me was I got to a point where I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Like, it's great that I'm sober, but now the negativity that I'm getting is affecting my brain still, and I need to get away from that because it's really hurting me. And what was interesting was the one thing that happened was when I moved away from that, I got much more positive. Anyway, I'm much more in tune with everything that's going on in my mind. But all of this is happening because of basically walking. This all stems from walking. And I'm going to walk till the end. What's interesting is I don't know what the end is, but I'll tell you what, whatever the end is, the journey that I'm having as I continue to walk has completely changed my body. It has completely changed my brain. It has completely changed my positivity. I am smiling more. I am having a very easy time to avoid negativity and negative people. I'm having a very easy time staying away from situations that just don't affect me in a positive way. And that's very important for me to continue to do that. So all of this started with walking. And it's odd because it's not odd, but people like Nikola Tesla and Steve Jobs was another guy. These people they were crazy about walking. They did enormous amounts of walking. And the reason I bring that up is they both said, and I state the same thing, you get brilliant ideas when you're out walking. I mean, your mind opens up to a whole new world of ideas, of plans, and things that you want to think about, things that you want to do, dreams you may have, even ways that where you can help other people or have a positive effect on other people. You can plan your entire day around walking. I've found myself now, I'm doing more working while I'm walking than I ever have before. So, for instance, even when I'm editing videos now, sometimes I'll just sit on a bench as I'm walking for 5 minutes and I'll do a little video editing. And then I'll go and I'll walk a little farther. And then sometimes I just get an idea for another video as I'm walking. And then I'll go ahead and I'll make another video. And then also I do, I have a certain amount of communications I have to do with various people. I've got people who do marketing for my business, and I've got people who are property, they maintain property for me and various things like that. I have a mechanic who works on my car. Obviously, I have a family. So I'm constantly in communication with the outside world, with all my business interests, with everything I'm doing while I'm walking. And it's just completely and utterly changed my life. And whatever, I don't believe, if I continue to walk, I don't believe it would be possible for me to go back to the person that I was. I don't believe it's possible. The walking, it's all about the walking. The other thing I did was, when I began walking, or now that I'm walking a lot, is I really and truly became a minimalist. I've always had minimalist tendencies, but I really focus now on the simpler things in life. I don't need a fancy car. I don't need a big house. The house I live in is way too big, and it's not an enormous house. It's really not. It's way too big. And I don't need, some fancy restaurant. I like the simpler the better. It has made me more frugal. I'm much more aware of what I spend money on, how I spend money. And some areas I continue to spend a lot of money, and one of those areas, frankly, is shoes. I wear Hoka's. Some of the shoes I buy are $140. Some of them are upwards of $300. But guess what? I invest in things that make me better, that make me healthier, that make me feel good. I try to eat and invest in really good quality foods, and I try to spend money on experiences, not on crap, not on stuff I don't need. I'm not the Amazon guy every day. I spend my money on good things. And like I said, all of that is a direct result of walking. So listen, get out there and move. It's very important that you do that. And also it's very important that you love yourself. And once you love yourself, then you can love others. Now, thank you for watching my video. I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe.